here. I, Prerna Bora, the assistant teacher of St. Joseph's Convent High Secondary School, Tejpur, am privileged to be the moderator of today's webinar. I wholeheartedly welcome each and every one of you to our first ever virtual meet on online safety. This webinar is organized by the VEDAS members of St. Joseph's Convent High Secondary School, Tejpur. VEDAS International is an international voluntary association that operates through the young people to promote voluntary service as well as protect human rights, especially for children and women. Today we have with us Professor Sk Sinha, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Tejpur University, to grace us by his presence as the main speaker. We also have with us our principal, Sister Emilia Chapoha, who will be there with us all throughout our session as a pillar of strength and support. Then we do have with us our superior, Sister Kaini Maria, and our vice principal, Sister Melly Alexander, with us. Your presence, dear sisters, surely mean a lot to us. Now we shall begin our session with an opening prayer, as we all believe that prayer ensures the auspiciousness and well-being of any event. I would now like to take the privilege to invite our superior, Sister Kaini Maria, to kindly lead the opening prayer. Over to you, Sister Kaini Maria.
Thank you. Good evening, Professor Sk Sinha, Sister Emilia, the principal, Sister Mary, the vice principal, sisters, teachers, and my dear children, the participants of the webinar, Online Safety for Emerging Students. Before we begin this important meeting, let us turn to God, our loving Father, and place ourselves into His loving hands so that He may accompany each one of us through the course of this meeting. God, our loving Father, we thank you for this beautiful evening and the opportunity you have given us today to have this meeting. And we entrust ourselves to you and implore your blessings upon us so that we may participate in this meeting attentively and profit by it. We also pray that you may be with our resource person, Professor Sk Sinha, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Tezpur University, and all the organizers. May the Lord be with us all. Amen. I wish each one of you all the best, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Sister Kaini Maria, for giving us this beautiful moment to pray and seek God's blessing so that we have a wonderful session ahead. Actually, I'd like to mention that today's session is the need of the hour. Amidst the nationwide lockdown, almost all the educational institutions are depending more or less on online modes of educating the students in order to maintain the continuity of education. And because of this, our young students, basically the youths, are more or less seen with their mobile phones, all the time busy with their tabs, their cell phones, their mobile phones. So here comes the point to worry about, especially kids, teenagers, and the youths, or the people who are little less computer or internet literate, become prone to harmful online scams or online activities. So today we are basically going to discuss about online safety for emerging students. Without further delay, I would like to proceed. Now, with great honor and respect, I would like to introduce the person whose sheer dedication and motivation have resulted in today's webinar. A leader is one who leads the path to the impossible and takes the one who follows to great heights. We are really privileged to have our principal, Sister Emilia Chopoha, as our leader. It would be injustice for us to proceed without calling our respected principal, Sister Emilia Chopoha, who is our constant strength and support and a source of motivation. I cordially invite Sister Emilia to give a welcome speech to each and every one of us present here, as I'm pretty sure all are eagerly waiting to hear words of welcome from you, dear sister. I do invite Sister Emilia to introduce our honorable speaker of today's webinar. Over to you, Sister Emilia.
Thank you, Ms. Prerna. Dear Professor Smriti Kumar Sinha, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Tezpur University, teachers and my dear students, a very good evening to you all. As we gathered this beautiful evening amid the lockdown, I am pleased to welcome all of you to the webinar organized by the various members of our school, St. Joseph's Convent High Secondary School, Tezpur. We have been posed with a challenge by COVID-19, yet technology has truly gifted us with the ability to connect with each other, even if we are miles apart. Therefore, with great pleasure, I welcome each and every one of you to this virtual meet. To welcome is to show honor. To welcome is to establish integrity. I feel happy and blessed to deliver the words of welcome and also introduce our guest speaker of today's webinar. Professor Sk Sinha is presently the Dean School of Engineering at Tezpur University. Born in Assam on 8 October 1962, he did his MSc in Physics from Gauhati University and PhD in Computer Science from Tezpur University in 2001. He is a highly qualified academician with vast experience in the administrative service at Tezpur University, Gauhati University, and beyond. If I have to give his detailed profile, I am afraid the time allotted to me is not enough. Therefore, I will only highlight his brief profile and the details of his achievements and contributions can be browsed from the internet. Professor Sk Sinha is not only the professor, dean, director, but also member, working president, and webmaster in the areas of web technology, web service, computational linguistics, network security, social network analysis, and theory of computation. He started off his career as the programmer in the Department of Computer Science, Gauhati University. Then lecturer, senior lecturer, reader, and professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Tezpur University. He was also the researcher, sub-research, security and trust group, sub-labs, Sophia Antipolis, France. He is also a guide to the PhD scholars, of which 4 completed. He has written a number of journal articles, authored and co-authored several books and research papers in the field of computer science and engineering. Professor Smriti Kumar Sinha's main hobbies are acting, recitation, and writing. He appeared on stage as an actor more than 200 times in different roles in amateur theatre. In Tezpur University, he is still active in drama and organized drama workshops. He was adjudged as the best in recitation in Bengali and Vishnupriya Manipuri during his college days in Guru Charan College, Silchar. He is basically a short story writer and writes in Vishnupriya Manipuri, a language enlisted by the UNESCO as an endangered language. It is an Indo-Aryan language. Some of these stories have been translated into Assamese, Bengali, Kannada, and English. He published two stories, namely Fish of a Dead River and God for a Night in Indian Literature, Sahitya Akademi. The theme of today's webinar is urgent, and I feel it is the need of the hour. The world has seen a scary future with COVID-19. This webinar is to ignite the young minds of our students to be safe online. I am very sure that Professor Sk Sinha will be sharing with us his expert opinion and advice on today's topic, online safety for emerging students. With this, I invite all my dear young students to give your full attention and take in as much as you can. Thank you and all the very best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Over to you, the moderator, Ms. Prerna.
Yes.
Thank you, dear sister. I'm sure all our participants are boosted up by hearing such lovely words of welcome from you, dear sister. Again, here I'd like to mention a very important point. Like nowadays, from the moment we wake up till the time we go back to sleep, we all are addicted towards internet. Be it social media, be it online gaming or reading stuffs online, we all are hooked onto it. Nowadays, internet is regarded as the necessary evil of modern times. The increasing popularity of internet has made us or has made it important for us to understand the importance of cyber safety and why should we be safe online. Without further ado, I'd like to hand over the virtual mic or the virtual platform to our honorable speaker, Professor Sk Sinha, for giving his valuable talk on today's topic, online safety for emerging students. In the same time, I expect full attention from my dear participants. All the young students are expected to listen to our honorable speaker, Professor Sk Sinha, attentively. Okay. With this, I hand over the platform to Professor Sk Sinha. Over to you, sir. The platform is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all my respected teachers and my dear students attending this webinar. I feel privileged to talk to young students, and I'm told the students are from class 6 to class 8 level. So
Class 5.
I won't like class 5
sir,
to
yes.
8 students.
Class 5 to 8, yes.
Yeah, class 5 to 8. So basically they are very pretty young. So I'll try to make the talk a bit like a storytelling. Okay, so that they enjoy it.
Yes, sir. They'll
The
love
thing
to hear you.
Yeah, thing is that I am introduced as a professor, as a dean, as actor, writer, all these things. But actually, I myself happy to introduce myself as a teacher. And I love to teach. And I know teaching is a profession which is not only a service like in return of money and all these things. It's a love for interacting with beautiful young minds of the country and exchange our ideas with them. And that is what is called the teaching. And I know my teaching career started in university and still it is in. I have no experience of teaching in schools, but I personally found it's a tough job to teach in schools than teaching in universities, because I have last around 30 years I have been teaching in university, but I found myself that it's really teaching the young children is a tougher job, tougher than teaching in university, and I tested it. It's my personal story I am telling. For example, so I'm very fond of mathematics. I myself think that I know a little bit of mathematics, and because computer science is basically a mathematical science, so it's based on mathematics, even though application of computer may be in different fields in our life, in different domains of life, but basically internally it's a mathematical science. And the paper I teach on theoretical computer science is completely mathematical. Now, with this, when I went to my native village and I try to interact with the students of the school where I studied, the village school, and I request all the teachers, all professors around the world or around in India, at least you give back something to the village or the school where from you are an alumni, and so if you are a teacher, try to interact with the students of your school where you studied. And so with this endeavor, I normally visit, whenever I go home, I visit my village schools, interact with the students, and most of the time I found that is vacation time, and my head teacher of the primary school where I studied was my elder sister. So I found that she was teaching mathematics. So I tried to interact with the students. I tried to teach them the concepts of some mathematics like LCM, GCD, and all this, how this can be applied. But believe me, being a professor in the university, I could not communicate properly the concept to the students, young, very young children. Okay, that means my pedagogy, I think children may not understand the way of teaching is not the way I am trained in. Then same concept, when my sister told them in a different pedagogy, they understood it. She communicated very easily. Okay, so I don't remember, but the thing is that we multiply say 3-digit number by 3-digit number, then we start from the right and leave one blank and then shift, and then again one shift by one place and then add. I asked, why do we do it? Can it be multiplied from the left to right direction? If it is possible, why it is possible, and how it can be done. So these are the basic to understand, try to understand the concept of multiplication, whether they understand or not. Okay, but I could not communicate properly, but my sister, elder sister, could communicate so easily within a second, within minute. Then I found teaching in primary level is the toughest job. Teaching in school may be a bit easier, and the easiest may be in teaching in university because they are matured students. That's my feeling, and I enjoy teaching. And so I am a teacher, basically a teacher. Forget about all other introductions. And I am also a learner, because everybody is a learner. There is no end to learning. I am also a student. I am a learner. Okay. And then I remember very well one of my university teacher, when I was a student, used to say, Learn is such a verb in English whose past tense and past participles are available only in dictionary. But in real life, it is always present continuous. So learning is a continuous process. Everybody is learning till death or till the consciously we are learning. So it's a continuous process. So every teacher here, whether it is a university teacher, school teacher, or any form of teacher, we are all learners. So we are all students, lifelong learners. So learning is such an interesting thing, and all teachers are learners. Similarly, teachers are not necessarily the human beings who communicate concepts, who communicate, who imparts knowledge to the students. We may learn from anything, whether it's a living or a non-living object. Like, for example, we may learn many things from our nature, from our natural the objects like flower, river, and all these things. Even a small object like this pencil. This pencil, from this pencil, we can learn a lot. You see, this pencil has a color. It has an wooden these things. That is not important. The color of the pencil is not important. Color or the thing which is there, wooden thing with pencil, that is not important. What is important is the graphite rod which is there. That is the important thing. Similarly, a student, what is her complexion, whether she is tall or short, slim or fat, that makes no difference. What is important is the intellect inside you, the student, inside you. That is more important. So we can learn from this wood pencil many things. You know, this wood pencil, wherever it touches, it leaves a mark. It leaves a positive mark. Okay. Similarly, every student should learn this from the wood pencil. Whatever you do, whatever study you do, whatever work you do, whatever hobby you are doing, leave a positive mark. And the wood pencil is such humble that it obeys obediently the hand which is guiding. This hand may be the hand of the teacher. This hand may be the hand of your mother, your father, or anybody else. Okay, who is guiding you, and accordingly you are obeying whatever is instructed to. This obedience we can learn from this. Again, this wood pencil is so humble. If it makes a mistake, it allows an eraser to erase this mistake and write it. So it's so humble. It's not adamant. Okay, even after doing a mistake, it's not adamantly argue like this. It learns. If it is a wrong thing, then it allows the others to correct it, erase it, and correct it. And now this sharpener is your teacher. When this sharpener, main objective of a sharpener is to sharpen your intellect inside you. The process may look like, when we were a student, we also felt like that okay, it's sharpening. It may be painful, or sometimes this is not so, these things, but ultimately the sharpener's objective is very positive. It wants to sharpen the whatever intellect you have. Okay, like this. So basically we learn so many things from such wood pencil. So is it not my teacher? So but definitely, because it teaches me many things. Similarly, the computer is also a good teacher, very good teacher. We can learn many things from computer, not the information it delivers, but the way it functions, that a computer. And I need not explain what is a computer, because everybody, every student is now aware of what is a computer and all these things. They also study in their class level. Now, you see, computer is such a thing, such a device or a machine. If you give a computer a job, the computer performs that job with full potential. If you give an assignment to the computer, computer completes the assignment, completes the job in expected time, and gives you back, submits the result of the assignment uh, to, to you. That means computer is obedient, and whatever work, let it be a small work or a huge work, it does with full potential. And it's very punctual in submitting the assignments. Like, we can learn from it. When an home assignment or any assignment is given to a student, okay, if you work on that like a computer with full potential and complete it within time, then definitely that is the way, that is the mantra to be successful in life. Full potential, full concentration, and in time. Okay, that we can learn from computer. So basically, for all of us, computer is a teacher. Now let me come to the very interesting part of the my storytelling. Okay, the next phase of the story. You know, computer is very powerful, very capable of solving problems. Within nanosecond, it can solve many problems that we know. We have learned from our book, and we have seen how fast it can work. So we can say that computer is very potential. But before internet came into being, computer was not much used in the society. It was used in laboratories, it was used in certain academic institutions or some offices. General people are not aware of the potential of the computer. And before, and also we had a technology much before computer technology, and that was communication technology like telephone and other devices. It was very potential communication technology. It was also developed. But these two bachelors were married. It's a successful marriage, and all of us attended that marriage ceremony in the last century. That means computational technology, computer technology married to communication technology. And that successful marriage is blessed by their first child, and that is called internet. And internet is the result of successful marriage between two potential technologies, computational technology and communication technology. And this computer network, and you have studied in the book, might most probably, or may not, you will be studying in class 9th level or 10th level, that when they are married, we call that is a computer network. And a small computer network which are very closely connected, they are called local area networks. Okay, that like in Assamese we call subure. That is the habitation, like a small habitation or a village. And now when distant computers, like one computer here and another computer in New Delhi, if they can communicate through a particular network, we call that as WAN, okay, or wide area network. And when all the wide area networks are connected by a gigantic network, that network is called the internet. Now the thing is, so we understand what is internet. And now in the internet made the whole world into a small village. That means right at this moment, you see, I am sitting on Tejpur University campus. Many of the students are spread across the district called Sunitpur in many places, but we are together in one place. This is possible because of internet and the services over internet. And one service all of us use, that is messaging services like email. Another service which made us possible to do all this work is called the World Wide Web. And World Wide Web connects the information. It builds a network of information on the top of internet network of computers. So it's a network which are connected. So this all the information in the world are now connected. And sitting in a home, at your home place or comfort, you can access any of the information. That is the beauty of this World Wide Web. And Timothy Berners-Lee developed this concept. And the interesting part is this World Wide Web is the result of a successful divorce. In computer science, divorces are also successful. How? The content of the World Wide Web is divorced from presentation. That means, irrespective of what platform you are using, what platform means a computer, operating system, whatever it is, from your these things, content will be there, presentation may be different. It may be different. Okay, you can change in your browser, you can change the settings in your these things, but content will remain. It will freely move from one place to other. So it's the content is, I am not going in detail. When we teach world technology, we try to find out that how to encode the content and how to encode the presentation styles differently and can combine together. Now the thing is, this World Wide Web has brought about an equilibrium state of knowledge. Earlier what happened was that if a knowledge is there somewhere, somebody is sitting in the remote village or remote corner of the country was not aware of that information, the result of the experiment. So because information gap was wide, so because of that, he or she lost a lot of things. Knowledge was not accessible to the remote village girl or a remote town girl. Okay, so this gap was there. This internet, or the service called World Wide Web, might mind it, World Wide Web is not equal to internet. It's not equal. Okay, internet is the infrastructure, World Wide Web is a service. Okay, it's an application on the top of internet. So because of this, now if a new knowledge is developed in any corner of the world, immediately it can be shared all over the world. So this information gap, knowledge gap is reduced. Earlier, only isolated places were rich in knowledge, like Greece, India, ancient India, and other places where it was cultivated. Now it is not the situation. Even sitting at Tejpur, we can access the information which is generated in USA. That is the beauty of this. So an equilibrium state of knowledge is developed because of World Wide Web. So Now, on the top of this, now many more applications are developed, like your uh, banking transactions are developed on this social network we call Facebook, okay, or Twitter or YouTube, or say online teaching, online learning. All these things, every domain of our life is now influenced by our internet and the worldwide this technology, computer technology. And you know that uh, we the people now live in a physical society. It has all strengths, all beauties in physical society. It has its also its problems are there in physical society. Similarly, in virtual society or digital society has a lot of advantages. At the same time, a lot of problems are also there. It has a problem. It has a lot of problems also there, and we will now discuss some of them, which is very relevant to you. As I said, I have given you a rosy picture of internet and World Wide Web and its influence, impact on our daily life. Just like we inhale oxygen from air, exhale carbon dioxide, and in this way, from the air, from nature. Similarly, today, from morning to evening, we inhale, we take information from internet, we also put information to internet. It's just like our everyday respiration. Continuously we are consuming the information from internet, and so it's a part of our life. And you know that along with oxygen, not only pure oxygen comes, even carbon dioxide, dust particles, and many other unwanted elements also come, enter to our lungs or our body. But we have a mechanism to protect it. We have a mechanism to exhale it. Okay. Similarly, this particular world, digital world, or we can the virtual world, is beautiful and its impact is high. It contributes a lot. It connects us and has made the entire world a small village. But at the same time, it also has the similar problems like real society as vulnerabilities. Problems are there. Crimes are also there. Just like in the real society, criminals are there. There are also people who use this space with criminal intention. Okay, so we should be very aware of, so we should be very careful about it. And for that, you know, first thing is the technology provides us certain level of security, which your device, it may be a mobile device, it may be your tablet, it may be your laptop or a desktop, but definitely there is a device. Security devices are the security uh, things are in place to protect you, but that's not enough. Like for example, wherever you want to work, okay, whenever you want to work with a computer somewhere in some website or these things you want to go, whether it is a banking website or a learning portal or anywhere, then what happens is that you are to enter a login and password. That is the first level of uh, security, that to keep you a give you a safety net. Now it is asking you, are you the person whose login name is this? Are you the person? Do you know the secret password? Okay, just like today I entered through a password. Then if you know the password, then only you can enter to this. This is the very primitive level of security called the authentication. But you know, this is not very strong. The password may be known or it may be deciphered by some mechanism, it may be. So it is the weakest form of uh, the, uh, the authentication. So what is the stronger form? So along with the passcode, you will have some physical device, just like ATM card and a pin. So it will be stronger than that. Even stronger will be to combine this secret knowledge and a device, okay, smart device like the card, and also your biometrics like your eyelashes, your okay pattern in your retina or thumbnail impression. If you combine all these things, that will be the strongest first authentication device for you. But for all services, these are not necessary. For our learning purpose, for our many of the purposes, login and password is sufficient. But only thing there we should be very careful is that password should be kept secret. It should not be shared. Once it is shared, somebody else may impersonate the person, okay, giving a login and a password. Okay, so there lot of things may happen if your password is leaked. So all the students who are listening to this lecture, for attending even your classrooms and others, you are given a password, or if you have a email account or a social network account in Facebook and others, okay, you may not have at this age, maybe it should be guided. So then you should not reveal your password to anybody. Okay, it should be kept secret except your guardians. Okay, because leaking a password means actually you are opening the floodgate of to the criminal activities. Okay, now thing is that the internet or the world wide web is just like a window to the whole world. You are opening a whole window to the whole world. Is the window is open. Through this window you can visit the entire world, you can access the information and learn many things. But the, mind it, this window is open. Through this open window, not only information and very valuable information will come to your home. You might have closed the door of your physical home at night. Okay, your windows are closed, so you are in the safe, okay, custody or safety net. But you are, if you keep the window off through your mobile, if you keep the window of world wide web open, then through this open window a lot of criminal activities, criminals may enter your house, home. It will affect you, and not only you, entire family may be affected. So this window, be careful of opening the digital window through your social network, through your mobile. Okay, unnecessarily don't keep it open. That means you should be meticulous in using the mobile device for accessing the information, even for learning purpose also. Once your class is over, you should not use it. Okay, and particularly for girls, don't keep the window of your mobile to the digital world, okay, unnecessarily, because through SMSs, through messages, through emails, through many other devices, and people may disturb you, and you may be vulnerable to many of the attacks which are possible in physical world. It may be possible in digital world, and ultimately it may create a psychological stress, a lot of consequent problems, particularly for girls. So I suggest first thing is don't use mobile or your internet connected devices unless it is necessary. And when it is open, and don't forget also to close it as soon as your job is over. Don't keep it open. Particularly, don't access these things during night time. Okay, because the criminals try to reach you through their digital window during night time, because they know you are alone, they may be vulnerable. There are many cases called the cyber crimes. Okay, these are happening, and the girls, not only girls, boys, and particularly girls, are harassed, and this creates a lot of psychological problems, and consequence will be in the impact or effect in their life. So this is the first suggestion I would like to give. And another thing is, suppose sometimes a beautiful birthday card or a beautiful Christmas card or a beautiful picture of your favorite actor and actress, some unknown person is given to your mobile. It may be the picture of Amitabh Bachchan, it may be the picture of Aishwarya Rai, or a beautiful picture of, say, Brahmaputra river, and maybe having some messages on happy birthday, on these things. And as a human being, we welcome it, we appreciate this gesture, but this may be a channel of reaching to your device and damaging the device. That is called steganography in technical term. That means when a picture is sent to you from an unknown source, then that picture is beautiful and you can print it, you can enjoy it, or these things. But that picture may contain a secret code which will also be downloaded in your device and attack your device and steal the information like your login, password, or any secret information you have stored in your mobile device. So this is called steganography in security. Okay, so even if the picture, this is the how the people all over the world try to enter through the open window to the premises, home premises, and disturb the users and steal the information from the others. And not only that, through the messages, through pictures, or some digital object, viruses may also travel. Yes, your operating system or a device may have protection up to certain level, but always if it is not updated, so new viruses it may not be able to identify, and then it may damage your these things. You know, there are many types of viruses. I am not going to discuss it today, and that is not the topic, but I am telling you, through open window as a very positive gesture with an envelope of something which is very positive, very negative viruses, worms may enter to your device and disturb your activities and disturb you also. For example, uh, one very important thing that is called the um, bootstrap uh, bootstrap viruses. It's like that. They know that when you open the or boot the device, your computer, your operating system will be starting from a particular point, that is called the bootstrap, and the viruses will be sitting there very silently. When you boot the, when you load the operating system, along with the operating system, it will come to the main memory and then disturb the work or infect the entire machine. It is just like that. You have seen that during your flood season, many people you might have seen, they throw the fish net to catch fishes, but they keep a rope tied to their hand. Okay, and when they pull, they through this rope, they pull the entire net. It emerges slowly from the water, and that is the bootstrap. And you might have seen that some frogs, intelligent frogs, They are not inside the net, but they are sitting outside the net and come up the water and then jump to the bank. Okay, these are viruses. These are unwanted things. So along with when you are booting the entire system, unwanted viruses may also come and then enter your machine. So be careful of. So my suggestion would be, even though these are attractive, don't download anything, particularly games. Throw games, because you know the children love games, to play game. So if somebody suggests, oh, this game is very good, and then you download it without verifying the sources, without trustworthy uh, sources, don't try to download anything in your machine. So it will create problem. It may come in the form of a beautiful friend, but it will damage you. So be careful in downloading games, downloading anything, even the study material. You see, if you open up, give a topic in Google, then you will find that a lot of material comes. Some materials are really good, and these are from authentic sources. Forget about correct or wrong, but along with that, a lot of advertisements comes, and along with advertisements, some viruses or worms may enter to you if the source is not a trustworthy website. So even if it is an educational material, even if it is an entertainment material, don't download anything just for the sake of a game, or a you say for just as a game or these things. Don't download anything as instantly. First verify the source, whether the source is authentic or not. Okay, then only you verify. And also there will be some attacks like phishing attacks and others. The message will come to you in the form of an SMS. It's a very beautiful message you may receive, either as an email offering you something and asking you if you are interested, then you click here or reply from your machine. Okay, unless you verify these things, the source, and it is a known source, a known person, don't do it. Okay, because this may lead you to a vulnerable spot, and where a lot of damages may happen. So the world is beautiful, digital world is beautiful. At the same time, it is full of criminal activities. So we must be aware, particularly students of this age group. So I suggest, okay, you use mobile device, you use for learning purpose or these things, but under the strict supervision of your uh, parents and teachers, because you may not know which device or which website is trustworthy or which is not trustworthy. Your teachers may know, your parents may know. Okay, so before downloading anything or replying something which is a message from an unknown source, you consult your parents, show it to your parents. Otherwise, a lot of damage may happen in between. So particularly, I am told that girl students are here listening to me. So this is particularly very important for the girls. For example, let me give you an example. How a phishing attack also after even we have a firewall. Firewall you do not have. Firewall means beyond your device, you have your operating system, have some security devices. Entire university, we have a firewall. Okay, so that whatever tries to enter through anything from outside, it checks. And also if it is doubtful, it will not deliver. And whatever, if somebody wants to visit even some unwanted website from our university, that is also recorded and that is stopped. So firewall gives us this facility. Even after that, smart attackers, hackers may cross this firewall. For example, one day I received a beautiful email from Microsoft. Microsoft offered me or intends to offer me a job, and the offer is based on my profile, that I worked on this area, and I have published a lot of papers, research papers, and they are impressed on that. And I also worked in France. Every fact and figures are correct in the mail. So if you are interested to take this offer, please reply this mail so that further communications can be done. What a beautiful offer with a big package I received from the mail from Microsoft. But I had a doubt whether is it from Microsoft? How will you check? Everything is there. But when I check the mail, where from, domain name, where from the mail has come, this is not from Microsoft domain. It is not Microsoft.com. It is something else. It was from someone in Africa. So it's a dangerous game. If I would have replied, I would have communicated, they would have asked me some money to deposit and all these things. This is happening. So important thing is, when you use computer and access internet, access different websites for different purposes, for learning purpose as well as for these things, first you check whether the domain is or the website is really trustworthy or not. Okay. So for depending trustworthy, we can compute how much trustworthy this. There is a mechanism that is called computational trust. I produced PhD students, did research under me on computational trust. It's a very complex thing. I am not going to tell you. For I may give you an example. Suppose you want to buy something, buy a book or buy a mobile or any other small, say, toy you want to buy from online store. Then if you order it to Amazon, you will trust Amazon because from the history of transactions, Amazon has the trustworthiness value high. So you can order it in Amazon. Amazon will come. If you are not satisfied, you will return back. So Amazon's trustworthiness value is high, but it may not be true for all online devices. So if you order it to some other untrustworthy online store, your thing may not be, you might have paid, but your device, the thing you have ordered will not reach you. Even if it reaches, it may be a wrong thing, which is not unexpected thing may come. So trustworthiness is a different area. It is not like security. Okay, it's a different game. Just like we have social trust in our normal society, to trust somebody, some organization. Similarly, digital organization, digital websites and others also have a way to compute the trustworthiness. So always you download or interact with the trustworthy sites, download the things from trustworthy sites. That is what I would like to tell in this webinar, that now education, particularly, because of COVID-19 pandemic, many things are changing in our life. It has already changed and it will be changing. But there are some changes are positive and some changes may not be like that. For example, entire nature. For nature, it is a blessing because of our modern civilization and many things we did. Our environment was polluted and all these things. Because of COVID-19, nature has went back to a stable state with a lot of resilience. But this is not happening with other systems like your education. In education now, what happened in ancient time in India, students used to go to the teacher's home, stay there for years, called the Gurukul, learn it, and then come back with the knowledge. Now, during later time, in British era or earlier also, there is something called school, where teacher and student meet at the same time and then learn from the teacher and go back home in the middle. And this is happening in the classroom teaching. Now COVID-19, post COVID-19 situation is that we are now banking on online teaching and learning process. In this teaching and learning process, the students are in home comfort at their home, and teacher is reaching to the door of the student, knocking the door and delivering the knowledge at the doorstep. Of course, not physically, but digitally. And so it is a quite different paradigm, quite different situation. Now, these will continue. I tell you uh, that online teaching will be a part of our life. Online learning will be a part of our life in the coming days also. For the pandemic situation, it is there. But even after that, also, it is not going to go away. That means it will stay here as a complementary channel of teaching and learning. That means you are learning now compulsorily as on online, but everything cannot be taught online. You know, the practical things are there. There are many benefits of face-to-face interaction and hand-to-hand, the practice and all these things. Now, this may not be possible, even if it is possible in virtual laboratories and others which are coming up. It may not be like that for all, but it will complement in the sense something uh, may be possible in online, and interaction may be minimized for face to face, like practically you do in the class, in the laboratories. So online teaching will be there. Now in the online teaching, problem is, now you see the how your teachers are dedicated, even though you are now locked in the home and home comfort. Teachers are trying their level best to reach you and continue the teaching process through digital mode. And many of the teachers, including myself, we are not acquainted so much with this technology. And they are learning the technology so that they can deliver the knowledge to your doorstep, to you. So we can expect, after so much investment of time, energy, and attitude, dedication, and a positive attitude of teachers, the learner should also have positive attitude. They should eagerly welcome the digital teacher when it reaches through your classroom, digital classroom like your Zoom or any other this platform. Because teachers are now struggling to learn and delivering to you. You should understand that it's not so easy. A lot of for delivering online is not so easy, but still to continue the process of the teaching and learning they are doing. So you welcome and also express your gratitude, not only the students but also parents. There may be problems, there may be interruptions because of technology and others. Please bear with your teachers, principals, or administrators of your school. They are trying their level best to reach you, okay, with their basket of knowledge, and receive it with that spirit, okay, from them. And also you can interact and use your time properly. This is the right time now. You can enjoy learning, teaching and learning online. At the same time, you can also utilize the time for your creative pursuits like art, sports, games, or whatever, or reading materials, the co-curricular activities, both physical or digital, whichever is possible. So this is a right time to use productively. And I think I tried my level best to convey some of the concerns of learning, teaching and learning uh, in this situation. And we human beings should be able to adapt with the changes. Otherwise, we will be obsolete. Now, at the end, I would like to say 2 or 3 things. Like in some of, I would like to say that you have a small handheld device like mobile or a tablet or a laptop, but through this device, your teaching and learning things are happening. That means your knowledge, huge knowledge. You are lucky that in the internet on a particular topic, if you just Google, you will got a lot of information. That was not the situation 20 years back. You are fortunate. We are unfortunate when we were students. I remember when I was a student of class 9th standard in a village school where I studied, there was only one copy of mathematics book in the headmaster's room. No other copies are available because it was the new course. And we had to bring the book not home, but take the book from the headmaster's room, copy the exercises, read it there, submit it before the school is closed. That's how we learned the mathematics or many of the subjects. So resources were not available. Now, because of internet, because of this, you have a wide basket of quality material. Only problem is now over information. That means how to choose the relevant topic, how to choose the quality literature, because whatever is available in internet may not be correct. It may be wrong, totally wrong concept may be given, because there is no gatekeeper, no verifier. So many of the things, which one is correct, which is wrong, your teacher, your parents can guide you. No, this is correct, you study this. This is correct, don't do it. Otherwise, some misconceptions may prop in. So the thing is that through the same small device called the smartphone, that is a device for teaching and learning. Now, it is also the device for entertainment and gaming. It is also the device for marketing or shopping. You see the same device, small device. It's also the device through which criminal activities are in full swing, and that may enter your home premise. So be careful, okay? And whatever you do, don't react it immediately out of emotion to unknown messages, and try to consult with your these things. If required, you can report it to police or your teachers. They will take the measures so that your possible vulnerable situation is mitigated. That's what I'd like to say today. And at lastly, I'd like to tell only one thing, that if you read the history of civilization, of human civilization, you will find that in agricultural age, that is in old time, those people who settled on the banks of rivers, they prospered, and the places prospered, the villages prospered to towns, cities. Take Guwahati, take Paris, take London, take any other city today. Earlier is your villages on the banks of rivers. Why that happened? And those who settled on the tops of say hills, they are far away from the civilizational bus. So this happened because the network of communication in agricultural age was the river network, natural river network. So those people who settled on the hilltops, they missed the civilization developmental bus, and those who settled on the banks of rivers, they prosper to cities, their prosperity development is high. Now in industrial age, when the people made road network all over the world, and people who settled down on uh, or on near the roads, okay, they settled down and access the road network, their prosperity level is higher than those who are away from the river road network in industrial age. Now today is the information age. In this information age, those communities, those those families, those individuals who do not connect to internet, or those embrace or adopt to internet, they will be lagging behind and they will miss the civilization bus. So this is not much the problem for the youngsters, because they are already acquainted, they are connected with internet and all these things. But particularly middle-aged people or many of the people, they shy away till today to use internet. Okay, but internet, if it is properly used, it may bring prosperity and knowledge. Okay, and we should be careful also from the internet and the services provided through internet from security reasons. It's the similar security threats which we get in physical world. Similar is the situation in the digital world. So we should be very careful. We should take measure, and your basic I mean the fifth sense, sixth sense, that is very important. That common sense is important. Even if you don't know the technology, even if you don't know these things, but only thing is, only after verification you interact or you consume whatever is available, whether the information is correct or wrong, that verification is required, whether the source is trustworthy or not, that is important. Particularly it is important for the children or the learners. With these few words, I would like to conclude my lecture part, and if there are some questions, I'll be happy to answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable talk. We are really enlightened by your words, and I'm very sure that our young participants have also learned a lot. The internet has indeed turned our existence upside down. It has revolutionized communication to such an extent that nowadays it is regarded as the most preferred medium of everyday communication. Today, even small children are seen engrossed in their mobiles and laptops or tabs. So I'm very sure your talk will really make them think twice before surfing any content in the internet. So thank you so much,
Okay.
sir. We are really honored to have you here. Okay, so now comes the most interesting part of today's webinar, that is the interaction moment. I can see we have pretty good number of questions with us. Now
Okay.
we'll take some time to answer. Sir, I'd like
Yeah.
to ask you, will I put forward all the questions together, or will I ask the questions one by one?
One by one. One by
One
one.
by one, one by one. Okay, okay, sir. One of our participant is asking, like, are online payment apps safe to use? Or what are the basic rules to be followed while using online payment apps? Are they safe?
Yeah, yeah. You see, uh, just like the online, offline, physical transactions, as I said, there are two things are coming. First thing is safety and security of transaction, as well as the trustworthiness. Okay, so if you download the app, okay, for payment apps from the authentic sources, stores, like the State Bank, they have their app and that's put it in the trustworthy site where from you download. Okay, and you know, every payment through these apps, okay, from the app client to the server, and or server to the client, all are encrypted. okay, encrypted with very high security. Still there will be some vulnerabilities, but maybe there, as we have in a physical world. Problem is it lies with the literacy or the user's knowledge about the use of the uh, app. Okay. Now, for example, app always have some authentication mechanism, like you are to give your login, you are to do all these things, and one OTP will come, and then you are to enter it. All this will be encrypted. But if your password is leaked, or if when you are typing, you see, password can be or the whatever you are doing. Now, same machine, same mobile, where the app is there, if it is vulnerable or already attacked by some hackers, then what will happen is that, say, every day you are entering the app through a particular known interface. Okay, like if it is a State Bank app or any other app, you know the interface, this logo will come, and so you are now trusting that this is the real app I am running from my mobile device. Now what happens? Interface remains the same, but if the logic is already hacked, then your login and password you are entering, it will take that and send it to someone, and someone else will also work. So thing is that it depends on the culture or the awareness of the user of the uh, online transaction apps or device. Okay, so first thing is, your device you should use very meticulously. Unwanted, unknown apps you should not, these things, and very meticulous about the device. Sometimes you again download it, the original app. But I tell you, these online payment transactions doing online, okay, these are safe, and so they have played their role perfectly in designing these things. I am also a man of from security, but at the same time, the user must follow some guidelines, or you can say best practices. Then only it will be safe. For example, when I am typing my password through while doing online this thing, if somebody is yanking from your keyboard which is displayed, it can be easily seen either through a software or through a secret camera, or by a human being, that which uh, which characters you are typing. So in that way, password may be leaked. So be careful when you do the uh, online transaction. It depends on the practices, best practices of the client, that is the user, for doing the online transaction, and also the reliability of the bank or the financial institution with which you are transacting.
Thank you so much, sir. I hope the participant is quite clear. Okay, let's move on to the next question, sir. One of our participants is asking, it is said that clicking on ads during internet browsing is dangerous. Is it really so? Or if it is, then what are the dangers? Clicking on
Yeah,
ads during internet browsing.
yeah, not only ads, it may be an ad, it may be a lucrative offer. Okay, so anything comes with a lucrative offer or something. Okay, it's not that all ads are dangerous. This is a wrong notion. But thing is that through these beautiful ads, this is steganography, as I say, through these beautiful apps, through a lucrative information, some this hacking may be happen. So unnecessarily don't click anywhere. Even the, say for example, there is a button in the app, and ad is for beautiful something which you are interested in, and the logic which is, that is the program which is hooked up with this button in the client side, may not be communicating to the actual uh, company you are interacting, but it may give the information whatever you are entering to someone else. So the hacker may be present anywhere, but that doesn't mean that all the advertisements or all the things during browsing are not. So you should be very careful. Unnecessarily don't. If you see a very lucrative things and these things, be careful. As I said, no, even if it is a New Year's greeting card from an unknown source, okay, that greeting card may have a beautiful flower, but that image file may contain virus, that may contain some worms, because the code may be there which may be dangerous. I am just not threatening or giving these things. It's scary. Only thing is the trustworthiness of the sources that you have to verify. Or of course, in many of the cases, operating system or the security measures in your device will also help you in that. Okay, not that all hats are bad. Okay, that will not be.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
That
Next
is called
question.
sometimes masquerading attack. Masquerading means with something, it masquerades as the beautiful thing, but inside it is called like Trojan. Trojan, you know that Greek mythology, Trojan. Okay,
Yes.
Trojan
Yes.
horse came as a beautiful gift, and inside there were some soldiers and these things. Similarly, these attackers or hackers may send you very as an advertisement, as a message, anything. Okay, so because they are also more intelligent, they are also equally intelligent. uh, Okay, as the security professionals.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Let's move on to the next question. Are there any precautions suggested for users who access internet on a public computer or internet cafe?
Yeah, that is a place where actually, uh, unless it is very much required, because okay, internet cafe you cannot avoid. You also use that. There comes the social trust. This internet cafe's reputation you have to check, and how much they updated their antivirus and the safe security softwares are. Okay, and there you are entering your login and password and then accessing your emails and all these things. Okay, and so you should be very careful that when you even if the thing is trustworthy, internet cafe from your point of view, okay, then also sometimes many people after doing the job, they don't log out. They just come because the thing is finished. That means your session will be hanging, and that may be vulnerable to you. Okay, so don't leave the thing, close it properly. Once you log in, don't forget to log out properly, and also verify before entering into any cafe. Okay, and particularly also be careful of uh, the youngers means those who will observe what you are doing by taking through your camera your finger movements and what you are entering and all these things, that can be captured very easily. Even in when you go to ATM also, the people youngers may either young digitally or physically, they may young what you are typing. So you look around, and in many of the cases, particularly you may might have heard in Guwahati and others, they try to help. Okay, while transacting from withdrawing from ATM or these things, may I help you? Is there any problem? You will withdraw maybe 10 rupees or 100 rupees, and then you okay hand over this ATM and these things. After transaction is the handover, but that may not be the actual ATM you have given to him. It may be a wrong ATM. Okay, duplicate ATM and actual ATM he may take. So these happen. There are many crimes happening. So everything depends on the awareness of the user. If you do not know how to handle, take someone with you who is trustworthy, your family member or very close friend. Then only you interact. Otherwise, it is dangerous. Yes, cafes are the vulnerable spots, but all cafes are not that. You be sure of public places.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Our next question, one of our participant wants to know, like, should we use apps to earn money? Should we use apps to earn money?
And money in which way? Like say
Uh,
Google ad is there. Okay, and from your YouTube also people are earning. These are all
Yes,
fair.
yes, sir.
These are all fair. Fair in the sense that Google is trustworthy. So trustworthiness comes here. So it's not that through apps, even online stores are there. There are also network marketing apps are there. So everything depends on the trustworthiness. It's not that, because in the coming situation, maybe within few years, almost all 90% of the transactions in our country will be online. Even maybe I heard net banking may be stopped. Okay, instead of net banking, even if it is online, they may go to yeah, just apps like your by SBI and others. So different changes are coming, and online we cannot avoid. Online transaction, online education, online these. Online is now coming in a big way. Only thing is awareness, training, and how to use it properly. That there must be a training for that, for the users.
Yes,
Okay.
okay. Thank you so much, sir. Our next question, uh, are spam messages coming on our mobile dangerous, or can we stop spam messages permanently?
Yeah. The, in spam messages or spam mails, even in nowadays, in case of smart email softwares, they have already inbuilt. They will give you the alert that this is a spam maybe. Okay, even the messages also. Even after that, some of the smart spammers may penetrate and then successfully reach you. In that case, you see, if the information or the message is not from a source, you see, check with the header. Header means those students, message is this is message is there, and that is in English or any language, and message may be very nice message, but the thing is that the headers of the message, what is the route it followed, where from it came, everything will be available in the header as a metadata. We call it, this is the real data, and that is called the metadata. If you have doubt about the message, check the metadata, okay, in the header, and if it is not from a doubtful, immediately you delete it. Don't interact, don't press anything there. Okay, metadata will give you, just like I give an example. I received a Microsoft offer letter, but it was not routed from, started from a Microsoft domain, registered domain. It was from some other domain. So it will be possible when you see the metadata in the header section. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Now, one of our student wants your suggestion, like
Yeah.
how to control her because she's inclined towards social media, and she's more with her phone nowadays. So how can she control that?
Yeah.
Rather
Yeah. Yeah.
deviate her attention in her studies. So if you
Yeah.
can just help
Actually,
her out.
yeah. Thank you very much. This is a very relevant question today for all students, including my children. She is also like my child. Okay. Thing is that slowly addiction. Okay. And if you analyze, if you spend say 5 hours with your social media and others, you just analyze how productive interactions, how much you learn from this investment of 5 hours, you will find almost nothing. It's just a chatting and these things. Chatting, I am not saying that everything is bad, but you analyze yourself how productive you are. That means main disadvantage of social network like Facebook, and I am also a Facebook user. Okay, it's not that from young to old, all are user, because this is the world which connects each other. But that is also main source of distraction. Many of the creative writers in the world, they suggest that Facebook or any social media, it's a powerful media to reach people, and all these things are all okay, but it is a main source of distraction of work. Okay, because when you are studying and just, and when you are in deep study, at the same time you are sending a message to your friend, hello, are you also studying? What are you studying? And what are you doing? Have you seen what Riya Chakravarti has done? Some message you send, and then obviously you will be waiting for the reaction. So your concentration will now shift from your study to this. So main thing is your willpower should be strong. When I am doing social media, I'll be doing for say 1 hour, half an hour, and after that I'll switch off. Even if it is not switched off, I will not attend to everything. In this way, you should have a strong will. And if you are weak in this, then this will dominate you and you will be addict. Just like any other addiction, it will be an addiction. Okay. So thing is that a student or a user of social media must analyze how beneficial these interactions are, with whom to interact, how many friends. If somebody sends a friend request, will you accept a friend request? You check whether you know him or her, and whether it will be really a good productive friendship or not. If you just for popularity, for increasing some numbers, if you think accept someone as a friend, that friend is an unknown friend. That means you are inviting vulnerability. Do you open your door of your house for any unknown person also? Then why do you open the door or the window, digital window, to everyone? You will be vulnerability will be increased. So be careful in selecting your friends. Unnecessarily don't accept friend requests if it is not acceptable or not known, and if it is not matching with your tastes or your interests or your these things. That is the otherwise, just for popularity, gaining a huge network, for increasing the number of friends, you are maybe inviting threats. And once you take a friend request, accepting a friend request, even if you are not interested in what he or she is posting, it will disturb you. Okay, that is the issue in accepting friends. If the friend is not matching in your taste and your ambitions or career and all these things, unnecessary things they will be posting, and you will be consumer of that. So in ultimately you will be a consumer of garbages. Okay, my request to the student who said it's a very right question. Only thing is, mentally strong, take a bold decision when to use social media. But social media is not bad, I will not say that. Okay, it is the very strongest media, but how much useful it is to you, when you should use it, and you have a strong willpower when to start and when to stop, and whom to friend and whom to defriend. And also, there is no gatekeeper in social network like Facebook and others, Twitter and others. No gatekeeper. If your emotional outburst or emotionally you react to something, that consequence of that reaction may be long. Your entire family may be in danger. Okay, so you be careful in responding to. Don't be very reactive. First, you calculate, cool mind, logically. If you are to reply, reply. Otherwise, ignore. Learn the culture of ignoring, and also rationally reacting to the events or the messages happening all around you. Particularly these age group students are really vulnerable in that. They are emotional, they are these things. So we should, the students, parents should be very aware, very, very careful about this, what he or she is doing, what is the emotional states, transitions the user is going. Then from that they can find out and take the measures.
Thank you, sir. You're absolutely right. We all should have a strong willpower. Okay, now I'd like
Yeah.
to put forward the most frequently asked question. This is a common one. What are the risks of online communication? Risk of online communication.
Yeah, actually, benefit and risk, these are just two sides of the same coin. If you do something, even in business also, there is no business without risk. Okay, so risk and benefit, they are two sides of the same coin. So in online communication, risks are there, but as well as benefits are also there, because of online communication now, you can apply to jobs, you can appear in online digital interviews and getting selected for services. Because of online communication, you are now learning, because online classes are going on, you are putting your questions online, you are getting the replies online. So online communications are there. Risk factor is also there, because if you are not communicating with the right person or the right website, definitely risks will be there. But this risk and cost benefit analysis, you are to do yourself, whether it is risky or not. If it is risky, don't do it. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I can see there are more and more questions coming. More or less, we have
Yeah,
covered
yeah.
all the areas. Sir, would you like to just cover any area before a final wrap up? You can just go through the
uh,
questions one. More or less, the
no,
questions are same, they are repeated, but still you can have a look at it once before a final wrap up.
yeah, please, I'll not say anything, just you please.
Okay, okay, then just give me a few minutes. I'll just go through the questions once.
Yes.
Just give me a couple of seconds. I'll just go through the
Yeah.
questions once. I'm just going through the questions, sir. I can see you have almost covered all the areas, but still I'm going through it once. Okay, few students are repeatedly asking a question. Is it safe to use online sites to study?
I think I answered.
Yeah, this is what you already answered. This is the most repeated question. Okay, just give me a
That
few
is,
more seconds.
always you check the trustworthiness of the other side. Suppose if online materials are given from CBSE website, that will be more trustworthy than other websites where CBSE materials are there. Okay, so it depends on the reputation of the websites who are providing the information. Like if you download from Google Play any app, the trustworthiness value is high. But at the same time, you must we know, even in because Google Store, they have a policy of constantly checking the whether there are hackers or these websites in the guise of good app somebody is storing there, and they very recently deleted 17 of them. They identified. So they are constantly working on behalf of us. Okay, that's why they are trustworthy. Okay, and you should not download unnecessarily the apps and make your mobile full of apps which are hardly you use once in your lifetime. There may be vulnerability you are increasing.
Okay, and so a few students are asking, you can just repeat it if you want. How can we believe that apps are trustworthy?
Yeah,
Or which app
that
is
is
trustworthy?
that is the thing. I say that there are methods of calculating the computational trust because we do not see each other. No, like in a normal society, if there is zero trust and we want to exchange, buy something, what we do? In right hand we take the product in the left hand, and in the right hand we give the money. So that means there is no trust build up here. But this is not possible in a digital world, because with whom you are transacting he is staying somewhere else, and then its trustworthiness is calculated based on its history of previous transactions and the reputations. That means when you buy something from a store or anything, any service, then they ask you to give the rating. And this rating, if you give randomly just anything, you are actually not cooperating with the system. Okay, so this reputation is calculated from such that they also know that many people will just give 5-star, 3-star, but there are mathematical models and all these things to get rid of all these type of things, too extreme and too this and take from this. So similarly, reputation and also the trust, computational trust is calculated, and based on that, computer trustworthy value is calculated. For example, now as I said in example, as an online store, uh, already reputation is high from for Amazon, Flipkart. That's why we are buying from it without any hesitation. Even if something goes wrong, they have a way of these things. But if you order online to some unknown store, sometimes you may not get even after payment. Okay, because their trustworthy valueness is not there. So just like in a normal society, digital society, also all the participants, they try to build up their trust. Okay, that is there are mechanisms. I cannot tell to these small children because we did PhD. Trust is a very interesting topic of research all over the world. In Tezpur University, I started this research with some PhD students, and they completed PhD, and we have journal papers published on that. It's a very complex topic. Just like in social networking is not just not for not only this doing messaging and all this. From the messages people are sending or exchanging, we can calculate the emotional content. We can calculate the public opinion out of this. We can calculate, we have algorithms how to viral, how to make it more popular, which our politicians are using this way, or some marketing agents are using. There are very beautiful mathematical models and also algorithms to do it. It's not so easy, and I encourage all the students who are listening, if you grow up, if you take up computer science as your path of study, okay, these are the topics like data science, machine learning, and social network analysis, computational trust. These are beautiful areas where you can contribute a lot, as well as you can work on that. Okay, these are the areas.
Yep. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Now, before winding up the question and answer round, I'd just like to ask the last question. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
from you.
No, from the students part, of course.
Okay.
One of our participants is asking this question, like, are the data and the information that gets stored in the Google Drive, is it safe, or they are dangerous, or they can harm them in some way?
Yeah. You see, again, the trust component comes here. I am repeating the same thing. These are all similar technically. You are putting in the cloud. Cloud service providers are there, and like Google Drive or Amazon Azure, and there are many players are there. And if they play foul, their reputation will go down. Okay, so normally they don't play foul. So you are trusting, that's why you are putting it in the Google Drive. But there are dangers, long-term analysis many critics are doing. For example, it's just like another path of digital colonization. Your data, your entire data of, say, Indians, personal data or these things are stored somewhere in some other country, some server. Okay, even though we trust them, if they do not keep up this trust, then they may take this data, analyze the sentiments of India, these things, Indians, and all these things. So again, this may be vulnerability may come into the country as a whole. So people are suggesting that the trust servers, that is called the perimeter security. Trust servers, the cloud servers. Why Google? Why not our own country service providers in clouds are there? They may be more reliable than the others, and government have a control on this. So there comes the society or the administration. Okay, technology is not the thing. Main thing is that how you can regulate the operations of these service providers. If it is within your jurisdiction, that is within the scope of Government of India, they may be more trustworthy. Okay, and there is a less scope of digital colonization or these things. That's why people are scared of sometimes putting very important data on cloud drives and others. Okay, they keep it in safe in their local pen drive than in cloud. And not only Google, it may be true for anybody. But if they play really trustworthy service provider, then you can put it. But again, no, all these things have a political angle. Okay, we have to think from this. There are critics, there are analyzers, they are analyzing what may be in future after 50 years, all data is there. So they may do the data analysis and use it. And that is happening also, not that it is not happening. In some cloud service providers are very trustworthy, some are not. If the server is in China, for example, will you trust? How much you will trust the Government of India or Indians will trust it here? There comes the psychological barrier, political things are coming. Okay, so nobody can certify that this one is trust.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. With this, I'd like to wind up the question and answer round.
Yeah.
We are really honored to have you amidst us, sir. This is what I'm repeating again and again. We are really highly honored to have you amidst us. It was indeed a very rich and a healthy sharing experience with a lot of positive inputs and outputs. We are almost heading towards the end of today's webinar. Now I'd like to invite Sukanya Boro, a SBIDA student representative of class 9, to propose the vote of thanks. Over to you, Sukanya.
A warm and graceful evening to one and all present here. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of everyone. I, Sukanya Boro, on behalf of the Videsh members, first of all extend my most sincere gratitude to the Almighty for making today's event a successful one. With the blessings of the Almighty, the session went on smoothly. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to our honorable speaker, Sir Sk Sinha, for spending his valuable time with us and enlightening us with his valuable talks. A special thanks to our respected principal, Sister Amelia, for standing as the pillar of strength and giving us this wonderful opportunity to update ourselves regarding proper and safe use of the internet. I would also like to take the privilege of, of thanking Father Santosh for helping us have this webinar through Zoom app. It is Father's constant help and support that helped us to conduct this webinar smoothly. My sincere thanks goes to Mem Prerna for anchoring the program and Sir Uttam for managing the technical side. My hearty thanks goes to the Videsh teachers in charge for their support and guidance. Last but not the least, I extend my gratitude to my fellow mates for maintaining the decorum of the webinar. We value each and every moment and the experiences that we have gained today. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
very much.
Sukanya.
Thank you all from my side. Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir. But do be with us for some more minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'd like to invite Sister Mary Alexander, the Vice Principal of St. Joseph Convent High Secondary School, Tejpur, to kindly lead the closing prayer, as prayer is the most important part to start as well as end any event. So over to you, Sister Mary.
As this webinar on online safety for emerging students come to an end, we want to thank and honor the name of God, our loving Father. Thank you, dear God, for the enriching time you have given us, for the chance to learn about online safety from Professor Sk Sinha, for the valid information granted to us through him. Do bless Sir Sk Sinha, his family, and all his intentions abundantly. We thank you, beloved Heavenly Father, for our principal, Sister Emilia, who always think of the well-being of the students and provide them every opportunity to acquire knowledge and skill for their development and safety. May you bless her with your divine wisdom. God, our loving Father, we pray for our students, parents, teachers, and ourselves. May you always keep us and the entire human family under your loving care and protection, and lead us always on the path of truth, justice, and brotherhood. Amen.
Thank you so much, Sister Mary. With this, we are almost to the end of today's webinar. It was indeed a fruitful one. Firstly, we are grateful to the Almighty for blessing us with a wonderful network. My sincere gratitude goes to our honorable speaker, Professor Sk Sinha, for spending his valuable time with us. It was really an enriching one.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you so much, sir. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our respected principal, Sister Emilia, for giving us this opportunity to conduct this webinar for our young students, although the initial planning was of Sister herself. So Sister Emilia, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. I do highly appreciate our parents for their constant support and their readiness to be with us always. My sincere gratitude goes to my colleague, Mr. Uttam Datta, who was there with us right from the day we started our planning of this webinar. So it is always a pleasure working with you. Thank you so much, sir. Last but not the least, I extend my warm wishes to my lovely audience, my dear young students and youth, for attending the session. We all, our entire team took effort only to help you out to be safe online. Hope this session proved beneficial to each and every one of you. With this, I wrap up today's session. Stay safe, stay healthy, and do be safe online. Thank you so much. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you all from my side again. Thank you. Hope to meet you.
Thank you very much, sir,
Thank
for your
you.
valuable time spent with us. It was indeed very enriching and thought-provoking for us students.
Okay.
I'm sure they have learned a lot and they will make use of their social media in the best way possible. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Okay.
Now I think the participants can leave one by one, and then we shall end today's session.